The world's been falling apart for the past few months, years, decades, centuries, millennia. Humanity is a curse on this earth and it will ultimately destroy it. It's fine. It's been a rough year for me, I think, just because I lost my job due to COVID. I can't get unemployment. I finished my master's finally. I finished my thesis, but there is no job market to speak of to actually get a job. So that's difficult, but it's been a bit of a bitch. But I have really been holding, like, the only thing keeping me from offing myself really has been the presence of The Last of Us. Knowing that this beautiful, beautiful piece of art is coming for me. Just wait for me, Shelby. Please don't off yourself. We will be best friends. We will have a nice time. That's what I wanted. That's what I needed to happen so I could make it through. And boy, yeah, it delivered. Now look, I went through a lot of effort to not get spoilers for myself, and this is me giving you that same opportunity. Because, yeah, I want to talk about this shit. There's a lot to talk about, and I can't talk about it without saying what the fuck happened. So if you don't want it to be spoiled for yourself, if you've been holding out, waiting to buy it and play it and do all that, this is your last warning, because we're going to get into some shit. So just, you know, if you gotta go, you gotta go, and I understand. Okay, now that all the innocent sweet souls who have yet to be destroyed have left, who wants to cry with me? Because, oh my god, it's so sad. Like, everybody dies, and it hurts in a different way every time. Like, Joel, bye. Jesse, bye. Abby's dad, bye. Abby's friends, bye, 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 bye. Yeah, it's a lot. Legitimately, I think this is probably my game of the year already, and I know there's a few more great games coming out this year, but I cannot see anybody getting past these two. I just can't see it happening. I love this so much, and you may be asking yourself, Shelby, what did you love about this game? Like, what specifically? And I'd have to answer, bitch, what did I not specifically love about this game? It was amazing. The gameplay, amazing. The music, amazing. The dogs, amazing. The story, amazing. Lee hurtful and complex, which I find absolutely delicious. Ooh, hurt me, hurt me, hurt me, hurt me, mommy. I don't want it, I don't want it. Yes, I do. What was that? Who am I? Man, it is a lot. Like, it leaves me with so many questions. It's so brutal, and it hurts so much that I find myself wondering, is this worth it? Am I the bad guy? Are the concepts of right and wrong so subjective that as long as I care about you and I like you, I can find justification for your actions and find righteousness in your murderous ways? But since the only experience I have with you to this point is saving your life and then watching you murder my papa, you're just the product of liberal feminism and SJW bullshit and you have no place in my video game, madam? No, that's not how this works. We're going to be adults here. We're going to process our feelings. We're going to hurt each other while talking about it. And then we're going to grow. We're going to grow emotionally and change into better people who have changed. At least we'll try. This is what I love about this game. Like, it gives me so many feelings that are frequently conflicting, so I have to examine them and see which of them are justified and which of them are just spur of the moment, this is just guttural rage feelings. You know when the last time I played a game that challenged me this much empathetically was? Surprise, motherfucker. Hi! Yeah! Guys! Joel was kind of a monster. He stole from people. He tortured people. He murdered anybody who posed the slightest of threats. He ended the hope for a cure for this disease because he couldn't be alone. And then after that, he lied to his daughter about it and gaslit her for years. And despite all of that, I love Joel so much. I love him. I understand. I watched his fucking daughter die in his arms. I watched it happen, and I cried immediately. This was when I was like 20, 21, and still a real dick. And I still was immediately moved to tears watching this man go through that. So I understood. I justified it because I used my empathy and my feelings and my brain to say, like, Joel, I understand, and I love Ellie, so yeah, I can't say I would have done it any differently. I can't say I would have walked out of that hospital and said bye and been able to live a life that I'm okay with. And then this muscle-bound bitch comes in, smashes his head, and you're like, what? Joel has to face consequences for his actions? This is outrageous. Is it though? Is it? Is it all unjustified? Is it? I don't know. What makes this game so amazing to me is exactly that, the incredible emotional complexity of these situations, the tangled web of tragedy that leads Ellie to become a murderous, revenge-fueled psychopath, and Abby to really lose any desire to be a part of a conflict at all, which is basically the exact opposite of where the game began. These two women have been forced to grapple with life-altering circumstance after life-altering circumstance, and it's incredible to watch. Abby has to confront the fact that maybe the way she's lived her life for the past 5 years has alienated her and left her feeling isolated, and it's destroyed her relationships. And Ellie has to confront the fact that she spent 2 years of her life hating a man who she loved and denying herself the joy of that relationship, only to lose him again once she had finally decided to forgive him. That is heartbreaking shit. That's what I want to explore with you today. The specific themes that are throughout the game and the instances of those themes that push these decisions that these women inflict upon one another. And yeah, how walking a mile in your enemy's shoes is going to feel much more familiar than you'd think. And yeah, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably going to cry when we talk about this. It's going to happen. You can cry with me. It's going to be great. We can process our grief together. Hint, hint, what's coming next. When we first get back to Ellie in this game, the girl has been through an emotional ringer to say the absolute least. Like, she lost her mom, she lost her girlfriend, Tess, Sam, Henry, Marlene, the sense that she was special and that her immunity actually meant something, got lied to by her father for 2 years, then was gaslit about that lying, only to expel him from her life. And then as soon as she realizes that resentment is corrosive and she doesn't like it, this bitch walks in and just tees off like, yeah now! Nice shot! And immediately Ellie's thrown right back into that cycle of grief. Only this time it's much worse. Joel's not gonna be there anymore. There's no more Joel to forgive and bring him back. Motherfucker's dead. And she watched it happen. She watched her hopes and dreams of a close relationship with her father die again right in front of her eyes. And Ellie's not stupid. She knows why it happened. She knows she's the reason. Sure, is Joel actually the reason it happened? Yes, he is. But come on, everybody in Ellie's life to that point that she's been close to has died or been killed. And guess who's the common denominator in her mind? It's gonna be her. She's gonna feel responsible. If she died on an operating table like she wanted to, Joel's happy with Tommy in Jackson. I mean, happy's a stretch. Maybe he's still in grief, but at least he gets to trade most of his shit for a bag of coffee beans and talk through his emotions with his brother, or at least drink through them and kill himself. He can make his own decisions, but he's alive to make them, instead of having some Jessica Jones ass bitch come in and kill him. Yeah, it happens. And to deal with that grief, the only way she knows how to do this in a world she's grown up in that is full of violence, rage, and vengeance, guess where she's doing? She's going hunting, and it's not going to be for any goodwill. Abby spent the past 5 years of her life in grief, and it's not just because Joel murdered her father. He also murdered her sense of community. Like, Marlene and her father clearly had a close relationship, which would imply that she and Abby probably had one too. On top of the fact that he killed a bunch of fireflies and the group disbanded, just really disseminating any sense of community and family she ever had. They left, they disbanded, they said, we're not doing this anymore, our mission is dead, our dreams are dead. I don't know what to do. And so she just went with a nice big group of people to Seattle, hoping to find some semblance of comfort and survival, even though she wanted to track down Joel and get revenge. But everybody else knew it wasn't going to do anything, so she didn't get her chance at the time. But she was kind of fine with that, because she got to go join the Wolves and focus on her training and avoid her relationship with Owen and really allow that to fall apart, so she could just get absolutely yoked, oh yeah, I'm the Macho Man Randy Abbey and I'm here to fucking break your skull, brother, oh. And I mean, obviously, bravo to the girl. Like, not only do you kill the man, but beforehand you lull him into a false sense of security. by letting him save your life, I mean, just mwah, A+ work, sister. Oh. But she wakes up day one in Seattle, and guess what? She doesn't feel any better. She still feels awful. She still wakes up questioning, why do I feel like this? Why do I feel empty? Why am I not the person I was before I lost my fucking father? And it's because you're never gonna be that person again. You're never gonna be her again. Guess who you are now? You're this motherfucker. Not too far into Abby's journey to reconnect with Owen does she meet these two little sweet angels. And they completely change her life. Like, not only do they save her, but they open her eyes to the fact that all this warring factions bullshit isn't gonna make anything better. It leads to no sustainable change and no better world. Sure, the Scars are like religious zealots who are at this point more obsessed with purifying, aka just fucking killing people. But at the same time, Isaac's a nut job who has an entire wing of his house just dedicated to torture. So tomato to fucking tomato, dude. This is two sides, same coin over here. And finally she's ready to be out of it. At this point, Abby's out. She's done. She just wants to protect the people she cares about from the chaos of this world and the chaos of Seattle. The chaos that she definitely had a very strong hand in perpetuating. But she's done. When Abby learned that Lev was in trouble, she didn't hesitate in getting her ass over there to save him, and she definitely didn't hesitate when it came to killing her own people if it meant protecting him, because she's realized what's important, and that's the relationships in her life that she still actually has, that she needs to hold on to and protect. And that humanity that she's now gained is immediately challenged when she returns home and finds the body of yet another loved one. And Mel. No one likes Mel. I'm speaking in generalizations. I didn't like Mel. Oh, Abby, you fucked my boyfriend. Like, your boyfriend fucked me. All right, bitch. Like, let's be honest about this. Sure, it happened. It's fine. But like, you were always second choice. Let's just acknowledge who you are in this equation. Abby's at a definite risk of being plunged back in that endless cycle of grief and revenge and pain. Every single one of her friends is dead now at the hands of Ellie and Tommy. She's just felt so much pain, and she wants their fucking blood to wash that pain away. And she damn near gets what she wants. She's about to get her revenge. If it wasn't for this, God, this sweet, sweet little fucking child here who sees what's about to happen and says, Abby, fucking, can we not? Like, I'm so hurt. I'm so tired. I've lost everything. I do not want to lose you to this. Please, can we just fucking go? Can we just be done? Can we grow into something better and experience a better life? Or is this what we're gonna be for fucking ever? And Abby listens. This is where she 100% one-ups Joel. Joel had his opportunity to not kill Marlene and trust that there would be no consequences for his actions. And what did he do?
Wait! Let me go. Please.
You just come after her.
She's willing to trust that Ellie and Dina are going to understand the kindness that she just put upon these two. And said, just don't let me see you again. I'm fucking out. Let's go. Let's get out of this. I'm done with it. Ellie, on the other hand, takes a short walk up a long fucking cliff. Oh my God. From the jump, you could tell she is not emotionally prepared to handle this journey in any capacity. Whether it's not being able to think about the WLF not being in Seattle anymore, or being upset by the possibility of Abby being killed by a clicker instead of her. Dina, of course, spots this and tries to ask about it, but she's quickly brushed off and accepts the answer she gets, because when the people that we love are in pain, we accept their answers and try to give them the space they need to heal. With each passing day, Ellie moves further away from something that we know that she has the potential to be, which is like a good and kind-hearted person. and moves closer to Joel and Tommy back in their survival days. And you can justify any number of things when you frame it as it was needed for survival, whether it's torture, murder, dog killing, whatever. Ellie even tries to justify the mile-high pile of fucking bodies that she's leaving in her wake to get this done. When she's talking to Jesse, Jesse asks, like, are we not just going to perpetuate this cycle? Are they not then going to send people to Jackson? Are we the bad guys in this situation? And Ellie says no. They shot on sight. They're not like us. They're not like the people of Jackson who are good and kind. We've just invaded their space and killed a lot of people and probably put a lot of people on edge, and therefore they're probably pulling the trigger maybe a little more happily than they may have done before, but it's not our fault. We don't have any say in what the consequences of our actions are. However, Ellie is not Joel, and she never has been. She cannot handle this kind of shit. It will weigh far too heavily on her for her to ever live any semblance of a normal life again. With each passing day, you watch her deteriorate with each horrendous action. It all culminates in the death of Owen and Mel, and she absolutely breaks. She can't handle what she is doing. She's finally realizing the fucking toll her actions are going to take, not only on herself, but on the people she's perpetrating them against. Is she this person? Is she the fucking killer? Is she Abby now? Is she the one who causes pain? And after finally realizing that if she keeps going after Abby, if she continues to go after her like this, if she continues down this path, she's probably going to lose the only people she has left that she cares about and that she trusts care about her. She's finally ready to let go. That is until Abby shoots Jesse in the face and then busts her shit right the fuck up.
I'm gonna find, and I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
This section is mainly going to be about Ellie because Abby, we've already detailed her obsession and its consequences. It destroyed every relationship she had left in her life, made her push herself away from everybody, only to focus solely on revenge and justifying her obsession and finding justice for her father, only to realize that having Joel's blood on her hands was useless. It meant nothing. Like, if she was able to forgive it and just move on, her life would have been infinitely better than if she had to put her life on hold for 5 fucking years just to kill some old dickhead from Texas. Ellie, on the other hand, couldn't leave well enough alone. And that's not to say she didn't try. She and Dina spent 2 years on a farm, raising a beautiful fucking child, trying to live a better life, trying to move on, but she couldn't. It was haunting her, and whether that was in the form of PTSD, which she clearly has, or Tommy rolling through and trying to lay a guilt trip on her like a fucking dickhead. What an asshole Tommy was at the end of that game. What was she gonna do, grow and move on? It's not like Dina didn't try to get her to talk about it and make her feel better and try to give her some semblance of normalcy and love. But I think Ellie was afraid to accept that. I think Ellie was never gonna be able to accept that, because I think for Ellie, once she really talked about Joel, once she really acknowledged what happened, she was gonna have to let go, and she was so not ready to let go. She wasn't ready to let go when it happened. You think after 2 years of fucking brutal pain, she's any more ready to let it go? So she tries again. She travels down the coast, leaving yet another pile of bodies in her wake. Not to say that these people are good and deserve any quarter, because clearly they're monsters, but again, taking people's lives, especially when you have a kind heart at all, which I think anybody watching this video 100% believes Ellie does, it's gonna take its toll on you. And by the time she finds Abby just beat to shit, emaciated, sun's destroyed her skin, and her and Lev are just shells of who they were, it seems like maybe she's gonna let it go until just another rush of pain and hurt washes over her. And she realizes, I can't do it. I have to do this. I will fucking kill this kid if it means I get to end you. And it's not until she actually feels with her bare 8-fingered hands now that she feels Abby's life fleeting her body that she realized, I don't want this. I want my dad back. Like, I miss him so much and I'm not ready to deal with this. And it hurts so much and I wish it didn't, but this isn't gonna bring him back. And finally, she's able to at least move on in the slightest fashion. She's able to say, like, go fuck off, Abby. I do not care about you. This isn't about you. I just miss my dad. Oh. And we know where the game goes from that. Ellie's able to go back to the farm and leave a very important piece of her life with Joel behind. And just let go. Probably because, you know, it's very hard to play the guitar with 3 fingers. If you look closely, there's apparently a very small detail. Whenever Ellie left, she wasn't wearing Dina's bracelet, but when she came back to the farm, she was wearing Dina's bracelet. So maybe she stopped off in Jackson and got a little murmur and they all got back together. You know, she gave her the old 8-finger diddle. And maybe things worked out and like Ellie's life was able to move forward in any sort of positive fashion, which is really all I want for her. I also find it incredibly appropriate that the home screen of the game to begin with is just a ship lost in the fog of the sea. And just there's no guidance, there's no nothing. There's nothing to do here. And when you beat the game, you're finally on the coast and it's bright and it's sunny and you can see where the fuck you're going because your eyes aren't clouded by the tears of grief anymore. And you know what's coming next and you can say, I'm more ready to greet this today than I was yesterday. And I think that's fucking beautiful. This game is about so much more than revenge and it's about so much more than pain. Like, don't get me wrong, it has both of those things in spades. But it also has so much love and growth in it that as soon as I finished, I couldn't wait to take these ladies through this journey again. Facing your demons is rarely as simple as facing a villain, and humans are far, far too complex for them to fit so neatly inside of that narrative. Ellie and Abby both learned that on their journey, and they did it through fucking hell. So I hope they've taught any of you to do the same and to be able to evaluate the situation, especially the monsters who just want to shit on this. I think this game is a revelation. It is a huge leap forward for games as a storytelling medium, and I can't be happy enough. I couldn't be happier that it exists. I couldn't. I think it's incredibly important. Guys, that's the video. That's what it is. Thank you. I really like making this, and I hope maybe it helped you deal with this game in the slightest degree. Explore your emotions, live with love in your heart, and have a nice day.
To see my father, I'm going